Oh! Yeah, welcome back to our channel. The story of KASPA begins today with a number that at first glance might appear simple, but in truth carries the weight of speculation, optimism, caution, and possibility. That number is 0.07690 USD. This is the current trading price of KASPA, and in the noisy corridors of the crypto world, such a price does not merely sit silently on a chart. It whispers, it provokes, it questions, and it inspires traders to argue late into the night about whether this is the foothold of a climb or the edge of a dip. In today's trading session, KASPA stretched as high as 0.078898 and pulled back as low as 0.075932. These are not just decimals flickering across digital screens. They are markers of human behavior, waves of confidence meeting tides of hesitation. A trader in Frankfurt watching the price tick upward at dawn may have felt a pulse of opportunity. A hobbyist in California sipping coffee at midnight may have stared at the same chart, debating whether to buy or to wait. A young enthusiast in Singapore may have whispered to friends that the time to hold strong had arrived. That is what this market is. A global conversation written in price candles, lived in emotions. The pulse of today's market. KASPA's current stability just under the 8-cent mark is telling. To the casual eye, it looks calm. To the trained analyst, it looks like tension, a kind of silence before the decision, a breath held by the market as it weighs which direction to commit to. In market terms, $0.08 becomes a threshold not merely of arithmetic but of psychology. Crossing above it signals strength, conviction, a chance at a minor rally. Hovering below it signals uncertainty, a market asking itself questions rather than providing answers. And in this moment, KASPA is at the heart of those questions. Will buyers gather enough courage to push it past that mark? Or will caution tip the balance back downward, forcing the price once again to test its lower foundations around $0.075? For the observer, it is like watching a tightrope walker who has paused midway. The net is below, the destination is ahead, and every heartbeat of the crowd waits on the next step. A global stage. To understand KASPA's price action is to understand that no coin lives in isolation. The ripples of Bitcoin's movements, the echoes of Ethereum's network developments, the gusts of regulation or macroeconomic policy all press upon it. And yet KASPA also stands with its own story. Its advocates speak of scalability, of speed, of technology built to solve the bottlenecks that have long haunted blockchain networks. For believers, the coin is not just another speculative chip on the casino table, but a future infrastructure for digital transactions. In Europe, traders follow KASPA with the same intensity with which they follow debates on energy policy or shifts in central bank tones. An investor in London, balancing spreadsheets of both tech stocks and crypto, sees KASPA's price as part of a broader diversification, a small bet with a potentially outsized reward. In Paris, a group of students following blockchain projects whisper that KASPA's network design might be a key to scalability. Across the Atlantic in New York, Wall Street analysts, while cautious, cannot ignore the steady rhythm of KASPA's community growth. Meanwhile, in Tokyo, discussions of KASPA often blend with discussions of other experimental digital assets, a reminder that Asia thrives on technological experimentation and early adoption. Investor voices. To capture the mood, it helps to imagine the conversations taking place. Maria, a 29-year-old trader in Madrid, watches KASPA's chart over morning coffee. "I bought in at 7 cents, she tells her friend. "If it can cross 0.080 and hold, I might add more. It feels like the kind of coin that surprises you when everyone else is asleep." James, a veteran investor in Chicago, takes a different stance. "I've seen dozens of these coins stall at resistance. Unless volume picks up, I expect it to bounce between 0.075 and 0.080 for a while. I'll keep watching, but I won't rush." Akira, a student in Osaka, has another view. "KASPA is fast, and I like what the developers are building. Price is important, yes, but I hold because the technology excites me. If it drops, I'll buy more. If it rises, I'll still hold. Either way, I win." choices are fictional, but they mirror the real sentiment swirling across trading communities. For every cautious veteran, there is an excited newcomer. For every skeptic, there is a believer. And together, they shape the path of KASPA's price in ways that no chart alone can predict. The dance between support and resistance. Technical analysts today focus on the thin line between 0.075 and 0.080. Support around 0.075 is like a floor that reassures investors the market still believes in KASPA's strength. Resistance around $0.080 is like a ceiling that challenges it to prove its momentum. If KASPA breaks through convincingly, traders may whisper of $0.085 as the next step. If it falls below its support, eyes will shift to deeper levels and confidence may wobble. But here lies the deeper truth. Crypto is as much about stories as it is about statistics. A rumor, a partnership, a technological breakthrough, or a sudden tweet can lift a coin beyond its resistance with startling speed. At the same time, fear, uncertainty, or regulation can slice through support like paper. And so, while charts are useful maps, the actual journey often depends on winds of sentiment. The humor in prediction. There is always a touch of comedy in trying to predict crypto. One day the coin is hailed as the next big thing. The next day it is pronounced doomed. Traders who were heroes on Monday are mocked by Friday. KASPA, with its current 0.07690 price, is a perfect example of this drama. Somewhere tonight, an online forum will be filled with posts declaring KASPA to the moon, while another forum just as loud will insist KASPA is finished. The truth, of course, lies somewhere in between, in the gray area where serious investors quietly build positions while noise fills the background. The near future. So, what does tomorrow hold? If KASPA retains its balance above $0.075 and reclaims $0.08, with conviction, optimism will likely increase. A short-term rally towards $0.085 is not far-fetched, especially if general crypto sentiment remains stable. If global markets show weakness or if enthusiasm fades, KASPA may again test its support. But even then, the coin's long-term narrative will not disappear. Its community, its technological promises, and its positioning in the blockchain space ensure that every dip brings new eyes, new buyers, new debates. For long-term holders, today's 0.07690 is less a final judgment than a reminder that markets move in waves. For short-term traders, it is a battlefield, with resistance and support the weapons of choice. For casual observers, it is a drama worth watching, like a series whose next episode drops tomorrow.